Hi everyone, hello and welcome. My name is Yashraj. I am founder CEO Time of Sports in STEM Club India. Today we are fortunate to have our first guest and we are very delighted and excited also at the same time. I'll quickly introduce. We have Mr. Gaurav Bedi, Principal Gurukul, the school. He is a dashing personality and a 16 plus year experience in education field. He started his journey as PGT with DPS Vasundhara, Delhi University alumni and DPS Ghaziabad alumni. With Gurukul, the school, he has been principal for more than 5 years, and as STEM Club India or Time of Sports, we have been associated with him from last 3 years. Sir, once again, thanks for coming and thank you for giving us opportunity to know you better and get your thoughts on our agenda.
Thank you for inviting.
This is our section one where we just want to know you better. So just want to know your journey so far in the education industry. If you can just let us know.
Okay, I started off in education field in year 2003 and then as a teacher, and then gradually moved on to become a PGT teacher, then became coordinator, then became the headmaster, then became headmaster and head admin, then vice principal, and then finally the principal. So it's been a very a journey which had right from being a teacher to the principal, so had all the flavors in between.
Yep. So I think that is very important. You have tasted flavor of every, I'll say, step, and you are the one person whom I can say that know end-to-end processes and all the hurdles which are there in the I'll say in the school industry. If I'm not wrong.
So I won't call them hurdles. I will call them opportunities. I won't call them challenges either. See, education is a very dynamic field. Even if you have experience, even if you know how to deal with things, the situation that is going to arise tomorrow, you have to deal differently. It is a dynamic process, and no child is unique. I mean, every child is unique. So when every child is unique, every challenge is also unique, and unique challenges need to be dealt with unique ideas. So that's what I believe, that it's a very enriching journey. Every day you learn, and there's so much of excitement.
Every child is unique, every challenge is unique, and we need to deal with a different solution each time. Perfectly said. We all have our celebrities, our ideals. We can say that you are one of our ideals and celebrity in school industry. So what do you think, whom you have an ideal as your ideal?
Okay, now that's a very tricky question. uh, because I have so many of them. So
Yeah.
in order to fetch the right person at the right time is going to be a little tedious process. But I would still say um, ideal would be Arjun. So the way he dealt with life, the way he dealt with challenges, the way he looked at the world is very different. Initially, in the first chapter of Bhagavad Gita, he was all over the place. He said, I can't think, I can't do anything. I am no person, I don't know what to do. He was as confused as a common man would be. So,
Yeah.
like you and me. But then, how he approached, and then how he took inspiration from the Lord, and he led the battle so nicely and so ferociously, it is absolutely amazing. So, I think I consider him to be an idol. I mean,
Our mythology has too much to, in fact, our history has too much to give to everyone. We should go back. Each character, each person, each individual has his own unique way of looking life, and we all can get too much from that. So, rightly said, sir. I believe this is a very great example and great thought. Any mantra or any quotes that you follow around?
see, I would say that if you do not follow any mantra or quote or a protocol or a principle, you will land up everywhere. And to be very honest, nowhere. So, unless and until you have your principles to guide you, because life gives you challenges. But then, when you move towards the challenges, you need to have a guiding light, a guiding source, a guiding thought, a guiding value. If that doesn't exist in your vocabulary, you will become opportunist. You will find solution us waqt jaisa bhi theek laga, and you did it, and you do it. So if you have good solid principles that back you up, that gives you strength, and probably when you make decisions based on the principles that you have no regrets. You have no regrets. you know you followed the principle that you set to. And that's what life is. That's the discipline in thoughts is also important.
So, as a entrepreneur, sir, I truly take this as a powerful quote only, that the things which you have taught us. This is also what I feel, that you need to live by principle. You need to set example through your principles, and I'm very great to hear from someone who is leading the way for the youth of our country and giving these perfect examples. I'm pretty sure students are in the great hands. So, thank you, sir, again for enlightening us with your thoughts and with your ideas. These are truly inspirational, I'll say. Just want to know a couple of things on sports front. I can see you fit as an athlete only. So, what sports do you like, sir? Any favorite sport or?
Uh, See, I used to play cricket,
Okay.
and I represented UP as well in Ranji.
All right.
So, as a sportsman, once a sportsman, forever a sportsman. That's what I'll say. So, I think cricket was my first wife. That's okay.
All right. So this will be going to a lot many people. I can tell you.
Probably it won't reach my wife. That would be nice. It doesn't reach. It doesn't reach her.
Good way or good maybe time when you decided to move towards education side, become an educationist.
Okay, actually, it started long back. I had a keen interest in cricket, but then I had very equal interest in education as well. I always wanted to be an educator. I cleared my CAT examinations, but I deliberately chose not to go in that field. I cleared my merchant navy examination, but then again I didn't choose that career because I was very determined that I have to be an educator only. My mother inspired me to become one. So I gave examination only for, I mean, peer pressure and nothing else. So I gave CAT, I gave Merchant Navy, I cleared NDA as well. But then the whole idea was to become an educationist, and I'm no regrets. In fact, I'm very proud that I chose the right line and pursued it what I wanted to be. And that's one reason that when you make your choice as your career, you don't feel tired. I mean, you enjoy. I mean, even if it's morning or it's night or it's anytime. I mean, you're happy.
When I was there in school, sports was one thing like I was crazy about. That was one thing which was keeping me pushing. Like this is what I need to do. But you never know where you land up. You need to have certain something going around in your mind that this is what I want to do. And if you are doing that, I think you are carried away with all the positivity around you.
Absolutely, absolutely.
We just want to move on our next section, which is more relevant towards STEM, because as a company, as an initiative, personally also me and my all the team members, we are working towards STEM, providing the best global programs to students in India. When you listen the word STEM education, what do you think, and what is your thought about it?
So the first thing that comes to my mind is thinking. Okay. So when you look at science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, the common thread that binds all these four together is thinking. Somehow or the other, if you make your children think, somehow or the other, if you make them curious, somehow or the other, if you just push them towards the thinking zone rather than following the same formula zone, I think you've done the work. You don't have to teach them beyond it. They will
Right.
get it from you only. They'll extract it from you. So the thing that comes to my mind, the first thing is thinking. Thinking.
I think thinking is something which where we say everything begins, and if we can just kick off on the thinking side, yes, we will definitely look around new things and we'll come up with new solutions. Any suggestions from your end to the young educators that how they should look STEM as an opportunity in the current world and help students to reach their goals?
See, I think invariably now, specifically in COVID times when everybody is at home, a lot of thinking has happened. A lot of thinking has happened because now problems exist, and thinking is solution domain to the problem. So for thinking to happen, there has to be a problem. Now, children, I tell you, we deal with nursery children to grade 12 children. And I have been speaking to them quite often than not. And I really find them to be more curious than ever before. They want to know more things through technology now. Since, say, education sector has evolved, I think 70, 80 times in last 1 year. वो 70 साल में भी नहीं हो सकता था जो इस एक साल में हुआ है.
Exactly. Right.
Everything has come online. When it has come online, people have started looking at various models, and they have started comparing various models. And when they compare, they need logical thinking, critical thinking to compare. So if you see, life has given them, or I'll say life has forced them to think. Now they have no other option than not to. So my advice to these young children would be that there are plenty of things available on this planet. What you need to do is, the first step is being aware. If you're not aware of which knowledge is lying where, you will probably miss the solution.
Yep.
So as a young student, what you need to do, you need to be aware first. When you are aware of things, ये यहाँ है, ये यहाँ है, अच्छा इसका solution ऐसे हो सकता था टेक्नोलॉजी से, मैं तो पेन से ही करता रहता. I will get into a different tangent altogether, which is way too advanced, way too fast, way too effective, uh, than the previous one. So being aware of various aspects that technology offers us is one thing that I would request my children, my students to actually explore.
The next best word now is aware. If I'll see our programs and courses, we have taken such quotes and examples where we actually ask student to do R&D, to go in deep learning, deep understanding, thinking. And this again, sir, given us a confidence that we are actually going towards, we are taking small good steps. So
Yes, you are.
every student has the aspiration now that once I'm after my school, I'll go to college and then have a corporate life, corporate or maybe a government sector jobs. But again, someone somewhere down the line has some aspiration to find some career. So any feedback, any suggestions, and your thoughts that STEM can help these students to understand where they want to reach in their career?
See, as I mentioned earlier, that you need to be aware, and second, you need to be thinker. When you mix these two things up, you are aware and you are thinking. There is plethora of opportunities available to you, lot of career options open to you. I would suggest, without STEM, there would be no career in future. Okay, there would absolutely be no. Even if you talk about streams like humanities, we are we are not telling them, or we are not sharing that it doesn't belong to STEM. It still has a lot of STEM in those fields. We are just not naming it there. But I tell you what, this approach of STEM, the basic fundamental is that students start thinking and finding solutions. Now, when they start thinking and finding solution, the real life is this only.
Yeah.
I have not seen any job in which an employee goes to the job and an employer says, tell me what is Pythagoras theorem and you'll get the salary. So he doesn't have to use Pythagoras theorem in his life. He doesn't have to tell what is photosynthesis and get the salary. No, every job has problems and some real-time solutions. And that's why they are paying you for. So in case you cannot solve real life problems, in case you don't have that logical ability to find solution to those never existing problems, now existing problems, where would you land up? I mean, you won't land up anywhere. You
Yes.
won't land up anywhere.
And also then you need to have that acumen, because that is only one thing which is making you different from the other. Otherwise, if you are going to the same thing which is written on the textbook, again everybody is doing the same, so you need to be a different altogether,
It
and you need
won't
to
work.
present yourself
It
completely.
won't work. It won't work in future.
Connecting the points, I am pretty sure you are already so deep into STEM and the understanding of what exactly is happening around. Any so particular school achievement you want to highlight, you want to let other people also know Gurukul is
See,
doing?
I would suggest, Gurukul is the only school in this part of the woods where we have started teaching coding to our children right from grade 1 to grade 12.
Great.
Okay, so what we have done, we have integrated. Now, coding is STEM. You can't take away STEM out of coding, anyways. So right from grade 1, a platform wherein all students of the school are exposed to coding. Okay, understanding that this is the future. I don't want them to become software engineers. I don't want them to become engineers in artificial intelligence. I don't want them to code, all of them, but I want them to learn this process of logical interpretation
Yeah.
and taking and finding out that whatever decision you make has a consequence. So if the decision that you make in coding, you code a wrong program, the output is going to be wrong. What
Yes.
you expect is not going to be what you're getting. So this process is also important. That's the reason we exposed all our children to coding, not to code,
Yes.
but to learn the process, that life is a sequence, is pattern based. And that is so important. So
So
that's
important.
something that we
That is so
started off.
important, and the word coding itself gave us, because of the current industry environment and the advertisement, gave us a long feeling sometimes. But I can assure you, sir, you have nailed it absolutely correct. And what we also believe in, for example, we have a course called game coding, and the tagline goes along is that coding is not enough, because we believe that it is not only coding which will help student to get what to do in the life, but it is
Absolutely.
something around it. Because of it, they will get to know things more clearly. The best part, which you said, that you have introduced from grade 1 to 12. So this is perfect, amazing, and we really appreciate what you are doing for the students. And I'm pretty sure they don't know how fortunate they are that they are getting that kind of exposure, because half of the educators right now are fighting that this is not correct or this is correct. There are very few who take steps, make that thing execute, that it should be executed for the students, and rest is all what they want to take out of it.
Absolutely.
Few rapid fire things which we just want to know. One word, two word which you want to tell. Simple and straightforward thing, like your favorite subject,
Maths.
your
I used to teach maths.
okay, not so favorite subject.
Not so favorite subject.
Only one. I'll say least one.
I don't know. I don't know.
All
I'm
right.
yet to find something which I'm not interested in. I tell you. I mean, as
Okay.
all subjects are good.
Taken the point taken. Your favorite sport now?
Now
Yeah.
I'm thinking, which one do I play now? COVID times doesn't have any sport. I tell you,
You need to give me one, sir. This is something, as you said, once a sports person, always a sports person.
I don't know whether I can call it a sport, but I'm doing walking these days. I can call that as a sport. Athletics, maybe. I don't know.
Okay. Okay. Your sir hobby,
Reading books.
one inspirational thing which is right now missing in our day-to-day routine. We have stopped reading books now, basically, and moving towards reading text only. That too on WhatsApp. Your favorite cuisine?
Indian, purely Indian.
All right. And just on something on the STEM front, sir, if I'll line up 4 to 5 maybe hot topics right now, just you need to give us your preferential sequence. For example, artificial intelligence, drone, F1 in schools, robotic, coding.
See, topmost would be AI. Second would be drone, and third would be what are the rest two options?
We have F1 in schools, robotics, and coding.
F1 in school. That's what
Yeah.
you said.
Yes, F1.
Yeah, I would then put F1 first because F1 will encompass all of them.
Okay.
So I'm sure F1 will take care of AI also. F1 will take care of coding also. F1 will take care of the other aspects also. So
Correct.
I would say F1 is a very good platform. Last year, when last year when my children, in fact, they're there from now, last 3-4 years now,
Yeah.
and the kind of problem solving they do, I tell you, that's what I want my children to do. Thinking.
Yes.
They used to sit on a problem. कैसे बनाएं वो कार जो सबसे तेज हो, उसकी shape ऐसे कैसे होगी, dynamics क्या होंगे. They used to search net. I tell you, one of my child got in touch with an IIT professor,
Okay.
and he said, मुझे बताओ aerodynamics work कैसे करती है. I tell you, I mean, this is how these children, why were they thinking? because you've made them think. Otherwise, they were not thinking earlier. So I would then put F1, then artificial intelligence, then of course coding, and then drone. I would request F1 to take drone in as well.
I can tell you that drone, satellite, these are few topics which we are adding in our portfolio, as well as entrepreneurship as one of the key topics. So by the name of startup, yeah, and we'll be taking all inputs and suggestions and feedback from the educators like you, who can help us to improve our version and get better and better for the students.
Always there, always there.
And just a last one thing, I know if you would have been like current scenario student, what course or what career path you would have chosen now?
If I would have been a student, I think I would have taken humanities. Okay, and maybe public speaking. I don't know.
This is as per the agenda. Perfect. That was great, sir. And so thanks a lot, sir. This was wonderful talking to you, to get to know you. And this is, we want to keep it very short, sweet, and understandable. We'll be doing the part 2 of it. That will be more towards sports and fitness, as our company is focused towards providing sports, fitness, and technology clubs in schools. Lovely talking to you, to know your suggestion, feedback towards STEM. We'll get back to it once we are ready for round 2, and hopefully we'll get your time again.
Sure, the pleasure was all mine. It was lovely talking to you. And in fact, you asked very relevant questions. I must compliment you. And you put it in such a simple, crystal clear language, understandable to everybody.